Hey, what's up YouTube? I'm back here again today doing a little bit of a review. So I have a pretty big stack to get through, so I will just get right on into it. The first issue I have up is Dark Fang from Image. It is the #1. It's right there. So I actually really enjoyed this. I'm happy that I ended up picking it up, honestly, just because the cover art was really cool. And I figured it had something to do with vampires, and I fucking love vampires. So it's about this century-old vampire. She wakes up. She ended up sleeping 100 years in the ocean because vampires don't have to breathe, right? It makes sense. So it was kind of like this, I don't know, Little Mermaid vampire thing. It tells a little backstory where she goes into the ocean and makes friends with like certain sea life. She's best friends with a shark. And I think that's the coolest thing ever. I'm going to guess some sort of oil spill killed her best friend, the shark. It's like that Little Mermaid aspect to it, and a vampire. Like, I thought that was a cool twist on like a vampire going and sleeping and resting for a couple hundred years instead of going into a crypt or a coffin. Yeah, so she like woke up, and then it's modern day now. Of course, this modern day technology she's trying to understand. So she goes out and she finds a minion, of course, because she's really powerful. And she's powerful in the traditional vampire sense where she can glamour people, she can hypnotize people. So I guess one of her first victims that she found was watching a cam girl on his phone, and she was trying to figure out, like, okay, this girl's getting money just like by doing indecent stuff on a camera. Okay, I can do that too. And stuff too, make a bunch of money, you know, build up something, do something great. So she has her minion guy teach her how to become a cam girl. So she's a cam girl, and she, like, necessarily she doesn't have to take off her clothes during the cam session because she can glamour them into just sending her money. She ends up like having multimillionaires just drain their bank accounts and you know, in the little what are they called, bits or whatever, or tips. And I thought that was really cool. I thought that was a pretty cool take on that aspect. Overall, it's the type of story I wouldn't have expected, and it is kind of the old I liked it because it's the old vampire story mixed in with a modern day twist. And it's a modern day twist that I think if vampires were real, I don't see why they wouldn't do that nowadays either. So I thought it was pretty cool. The writer is awesome. The middle of the book is really, really pretty. I'm trying not to show some of the pages that I guess could be considered a little indecent, but it's really pretty. Oh, I have a kitty cat. What's up, kitty cat? What's up? There's Athena. There's Athena. She hates being picked up, but she came over here. What do you want? You want to talk comics too? You want to talk comics too? What comics did you read this week, huh? She's like, let me down, human. Her whole thing is she kind of gets a little cocky with her immortality. She thinks nothing can touch her, and so it seems like she's got a little bit of conflict at the end because she starts to notice one of her fangs is starting to rot and turn black. Of course, that's a cause for concern when your fangs are your life source, your food, what you use to hunt your food and everything. So, yeah. Overall, 10 out of 10, I guess. I'd give it 5 grapples. Rick and Morty. This is cool if you like the non-traditional vampire stories that... Oh, there's a cat hair flying around here. Overall, I think this is a great story if you like those non-traditional vampire stories that aren't all about some stupid teenage love triangle. Twilight. But gives you like the glamour, the sexiness, and also the violence that a good vampire story should give you. Check out Dark Fang #1. Okay, next up we have Iron Maiden, Legacy of the Beast. This is a heavy metal comic. I remember these growing up. My father was a huge heavy metal fan, and he's also a huge Iron Maiden fan. I love Iron Maiden as well, so it's a good pickup. I'm actually going to give him this comic after Well, next time I see him. And so this one, we're following Eddie. And if you know of Iron Maiden, you know Eddie is the Iron Maiden mascot. Anytime they're on stage or any of their album artwork, Eddie shows up. And it was kind of cool because I believe that in the book they explain more about Eddie, because I didn't know, I never asked. I guess I should have asked my dad. He probably knows the answer, what Eddie represents. But they explain it in the book, and I thought that was pretty cool. Super cool knowledge. The story, it's slightly campy, but you know, I don't think every story needs to be super serious, you know? It's like good versus evil, and he's fighting the beast or the devil, you know? Like, it's a good, enjoyable comic. I think you should go pick this one up too. This one is a 2-part that I got. It's number 1 and 2 of Moonstruck. I don't know if you can see that in the frame because I'm not sure where everything is. Anyways, number 1 and 2 of Moonstruck. First of all, this art is adorable. Second of all, they are, it's from the creator of Lumberjanes. Fantasy creatures are living typical, unremarkable lives alongside humans, and barista Julie strives to be the most unremarkable of all. Normal job, normal almost girlfriend, normal werewolf transformations that happens when she gets upset. Yikes. But, you know, it follows Julie. Julie's this adorable one up front here. And she's up there with her girlfriend. And her girlfriend's also a werewolf too. I thought that was adorable. So yeah, it's like one of those worlds where everybody's just a magical creature, but she's kind of having insecurities with her certain magicalness because she's a werewolf, and when she gets angry or upset, she automatically transforms into one. And she's kind of struggling with that. Overall, super cute book. I'm actually really happy with my pickups this week, so there's a lot more coming if my camera doesn't die on me. Sword of Ages number 1. This is an IDW issue. I don't think I collect too much IDW, but the cover grabbed me, and the back says, "Enter a world of astonishing creatures, ancient civilizations, alien forces, and actual magic, where the line between heroes and villains is drawn in blood." I'm normally not somebody who goes for cosmic or alien stories, but I thought this was a cool mixture because it seems to have that whole element that Arthur and the Knights of Round Table, medieval style, mixed with this celestial alien story. And you, of course, you follow your hero right here, Avalon. Pretty name, by the way. We all know where that's from. And she has to go, you know, pretty much fight bad guys. It's your pretty good cut and dry comic story. I think people of East of West, like people who are fans of East of West, will really enjoy this one. Okay, so I was never on Glitter Bomb, so there's some information I'm missing out of this, but it pretty much fills you in enough to where you don't have to go back unless you want to, and I feel like I want to because this was a pretty good book. So Caden Clay wants to be famous. She wants it more than anything else she's ever known. The dream is hers for the taking, and all she has to do is embrace the national tragedy that's put her in a spotlight. So pretty much, somebody she was close with killed a bunch of people, and now she's, you know, the one that's closest to her friend, closest to the person, so she's becoming famous because you know how the media does. It's the same thing with anybody who is a horrible person and does a horrible thing, and they no longer can talk to that horrible person, so they go to the person who knows them the best. And, you know, the media, for some reason, makes those people famous. But I think it is very unique, and I think it's a pretty good book. Yeah. So, we have Long Lost number 1. So I don't really, I know I'm not the most intelligent person in the world, and usually with more convoluted, complicated storylines, I can follow pretty well, but this one, I like it, I like the art, it intrigues me, but what the hell is going on? That's where I'm at right now. But yeah, Long Lost number 1. I mean, if you know more about it and you can explain it to me, because apparently I'm an idiot, I would appreciate that, because it seems like a good book, but I think I wish I could understand better. I'm gonna have to read it a few more times than I already have. The art in it is super cute though. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that one. It confuses me, but I like it. Last one I'm gonna review is John Wick #1. Oh yeah. It's my future husband right there on the cover. Anyways, so this seems like it follows, or this seems like it's a prequel to how he actually got into the game that he was in, how he got to be where he was, in a sense. There's some timeline issues I have with it, and there's certain things that I don't think are very John Wick-like, but of course you got a different writer doing the story than you do the movies, so there's going to be some, you know, it's not going to ever be perfect, but I enjoyed it overall. I got this cover because, well, I love Keanu Reeves, so it was a no-brainer. The inside art I was not too thrilled about, but, you know, it told the story well enough. And who am I to be judging art anyways? Art is art. It's subjective. I will be picking up the rest of them. I do love John Wick. It is my favorite movie of all time. I wasn't too thrilled on the second one, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. Yeah. So I think that's my books for today, guys. Well, so I think that's my books for today that I'm going to be talking about, guys. Short and sweet, hopefully. By the time I edit this down, it'll be shorter. Yeah, there are 2 other books I picked up. That was Jughead the Hunger. You know, he's a werewolf. Betty's hunting him. Super cute book. We'll keep picking it up, but don't have any in-depth thing to say about that. And then Gotham City Garage #4. It was heavily Catwoman, which I appreciated the switch from Harley. But I will keep picking those books up because they are, I don't know what it is about the Gotham girls. I can't get away from them. Yeah, so if you liked this video, please go smash that like button and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye!